A bit ago, I made a video about the disaster that was Doom Dark Age. Doom Eternal being one of my favorite games ever, made Dark Age hurt so much more. Check it out if you haven't already. Revisiting this topic, I've been giddy with my friends to get the release of Elden Ring Night Reign, the successor to Elden Ring and probably the best game of 2025 in my opinion, and it's a massive smoking gun to the greedy gaming industry as a whole. Hopefully, the last middle finger companies need to see for them to make some major changes. To start, the optimization is incredible. Granted, my recording setup isn't godly, but my point still stands, especially in the good past 3 years. The game is only 21 gigabytes on Steam, runs at over 60 FPS in most places, and above all, doesn't launch fucking broken like all the other games that to come out this year. And I mean launch. I played this in less than 5 minutes after the PC release. They were sending patch notes before the game even launched. And it ran like a charm. Only $40 for a game that actually works. Damn. Even a deluxe edition is less than $60. Companies like Ubisoft try to tell us, making games is hard and you guys don't understand. Well, you know what I do understand? Y'all are fucking stupid. The people working on Doom obviously didn't want to work as hard as the ones at Software. And that's the naked truth. 6 years to work on a video game that couldn't even open correctly on launch week. Meanwhile, From Software is cooking gold in half that time. But that's not all. The gameplay is actually passable. I know, crazy, right? A lot of it can be brutalizing, especially to a player like me who aren't entirely used to roguelike games. In the game on screen, I was helping a friend get used to the ropes. Wasn't even my best run. We've already defeated Gladius, but we decided to just stick back for the recording. And because of the gritty gameplay model, the regular luck of loot drops doesn't affect your victories as much as, say, Binding of Isaac, because the skill floor is already so high to overcome a lot of the bosses and threats. The game bombards you with bosses, boss after boss, that you can nearly guarantee a helpful drop from when you're trying to progress through the days. That sense of progression rewards you for your ability to face adversity consistently. This makes the gameplay loop, no matter what level, feel satisfying and difficult. Nothing ever holds your hand like other games today. Examples: Assassin's Creed or Dragon Age Veilguard, pointing at everywhere you need to go and dialogue blasting your face off, telling you this and that and lore dumping on you. It doesn't feel right. It's some bullshit, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who believes that. Locating things also feels like a chore. And granted, Night Reign can be a bit rigorous with all the back and forth looting, but you can find things organically, and you aren't to just expect anything just because you find a nice house. That, and as a bonus, everybody just looks badass. Oh, and we already know how the gaming world's going to be pissed off and attempting to drag down From Software for every excuse possible. But honestly, I think a lot of people have moved on. They're tired of stupid companies like Blizzard and EA, or stupid identity politics from Bungie and Ubisoft in their fantasy games. What's that? My favorite lesbian couple isn't in my Donkey Kong Bonanza? Though fear not, I think Black Doom guy is until 2028. And the worst part is, if all of these games are actually just, good, I don't think people would care too much about random shit and hand-holding. But they're not. No game today plays good, and when they do, they're dead on the spot with controversy. Night Reign is completely devoid of microtransactions, has promised its audience to roll out patch notes constantly, and delivered exactly what was advertised: a game to overcome with friends, cracking out a couple cool ones, and beating the shit out of the people who interrupt you during your final boss. The ability for FromSoft to break the ice and introduce new players to Souls is invaluable. They don't rely on empty nostalgia trains that other companies so desperately hang on to. And frankly, they don't need to. Because everyone remembers when Blizzard games were actually good. From Software still is good. Souls is no longer a niche little gaming community anymore. It is ruling the market and drowning in sales. You need to understand, when Elden Ring reaches tens of millions of households, you aren't only exposing them to a good, actually fun game. They're selling art books, custom setups, statues, accessories. People make entire channels exposing millions more to the Souls world. This all drips down, especially with Night Rain introducing bosses from older games into the mix, solidifying a new, fun market for the older Souls games and new players. It's almost too good to be true, honestly. It feels wholesome to see something we truly love succeed and thrive in our enjoyment without feeling double-crossed or cheated out of money and time. As much as I'd like to say, this will show companies now, they'll surely change. I don't really care anymore. I've chosen the game that I'll spend my free time with when I'm not animating all day and working my ass off for minimum wage. They've earned my hours. And that, my friends, is my biggest fuck you that I could give to the gaming industry. I will advertise this freely. I will suggest it to friends and make a video about it, praising it, the one that you are watching right now, because the scumbags, the fucking troglodytes, the monkeys up at Ubisoft headquarters might be able to walk away rich, but we all know the satisfying, wonderful, delicious smell, the taste, the anticipation of seeing a shitty giant fall. I am actively hoping for the downfall of these companies. I'm scratching my neck like a meth addict, seeing the numbers go down as shit game after shit game is released. Meanwhile, truly passionate and good-willed studios that actually deserve to rise are taking the bleeding customers and giving them good, fun, interesting, and well-optimized fucking playable games. Fuck shitty corporations, man. You know it, you say it too. Fuck shitty corporations. And don't stay blind. Don't sit down and allow games like Doom Dark Ages and Monster Hunter Wilds use your time just because they're fun enough to play for $70. Don't make it a bittersweet end. Revel in the failures of greed. This is a slow, sweet revenge for us for how many times we were bent over and fucked by our games that we used to love and grow up playing. To close myself, video games are one of the biggest sources of joy in the modern world. And I'm so happy a new game just came out and it doesn't feel like I have to settle for a below average, shitty piece of mediocre gameplay that's $85 and requires my Bluetooth vibrator in order to set up on my trash ass PC. Nah, I'm kidding. I love my PC. I want to play video games from companies that actually care about what they're making. Just because companies have dollar signs in their eyes doesn't mean you have to feel like you're demanding too much for wanting a simple, fun experience. No bullshit attached. But what do you think? I know that not everybody likes Night Rain. Casuals. But what do you think? No, really. It seems some people aren't the biggest fan of Night Rain. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and leave a like. It means a lot to me. Check out my artwork and other videos. And until next time, onward, says the Baron.